Hello, guys. Welcome to Gospel Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking and sharing, subscribing. Of course, telling your friends about what we do right here at Gospel TV. We love and appreciate you guys so much. Big Lala is very much in the building today, right here with us on this very, very beautiful Monday evening. Yes, it's Monday evening already. Welcome to Gospel Reactions once again. Big Lala. Albums in 2022 have come. They've gone. The latest one being Asake's Mr. Money with the vibe. Before then, we know there was Love Damini. There's been That One Boy Alone by Omale. A couple of other ones as well. I've dropped MMWTV with the guy, album, and quite a couple of more albums are still going to drop. The conversation on Twitter has tilted towards comparing albums and all of that. I mean, people have been talking about album of the year so far. Some people think it's Omale Boy Alone. Some people think it's Burna Boy's Love Damini, the album. Some people actually think it's Emma Abaga with the guy. And while some people think, nah, give this to Asake, Mr. Money with the vibe. And then moving on from that conversation, another one that I've been seeing online recently is Asake's Mr. Money with the Vibe is a bigger and a better album than Love Damini. Big Lala, what exactly do you have to say about all of these things?
Well, I think it's a matter of when it comes to these things. Sometimes, sorry, even me, I'm going to speak for myself. I think it's a matter of preference. But one thing to note or to one thing to note and one thing to just put out there is these albums are very good quality albums, and they tell different stories, right? And there are different elements of these albums um, that makes them as good as they are, as good as they as albums should be. Omale comes in with a very well crafted album. People perhaps did not pay attention as they paid attention to his EPs, but that's a solid album right there. MI came about and it was like a comeback for MI with the kind of records he had on that album. By his standards, I think he did pretty well. And then we have Love Damini. I mean, there are serious records on that album, whether you want to admit it or not. Last is doing a madness. Common Person on the home front doing a madness and in some other places, and several other records on that album. The only thing you can say about that album is perhaps it was too long, and there was perhaps no point putting 18, 19 records on an album. And then there comes Asake, who is the informed guy, and he decided to give us a project. I mean, he released an EP earlier on in the year, which was pretty dope and had it was hits. It was one of the things that set the template for him to be able to do what he's just done. And off his record, off his album, he has really good songs. But whether you want to admit it or not, there are limitations on some of these records on how far they can travel. Initially, I mean, the first week, it looks like he's dominating everywhere. And I kind of like that he's dominating everywhere. And it's positive that he's dominating everywhere. And then you're thinking, oh, with the limitations I'm seeing on these albums, it's people seem to be enjoying it in different countries. That's good. That's good for the language. That's good for the culture of Afrobeat, you get. And it's good for Asake himself. And regardless of any limitation that any album has, they've all dropped very solid projects. We're expecting the rest of the guys to follow suit. We know a couple of other guys are looking forward to dropping the projects.
So is it disrespectful for people to say, nah, Asake has a better album than Burna Boy?
See, at the end of the day, what Burna Boy's album is achieving at the moment, there's a particular song that is doing the madness, right? In there.
Last, yeah.
And when you can't take it out of the album, and that's a representation of the album. Asake also has dope songs, but I'm just going to go with Asake's lyrics that on what he's usually said in the past. What was that lyrics that they want to just starts and he sets. So they want to use and throw me away or something like that.
If you won't use me, I'll go use my sense.
Yeah, if you want to use me, I'll go use my sense. I know say I just start.
but I
I
know
know
my
my set.
set. Yeah.
So even Asake knows his set. Right? Burna Boy is not Asake's set. Asake is having a dope time at the moment, especially on the home front. He's dominating. You can argue that on the home front is dominating more than the Burna Boy, but that's not a surprise. Burna Boy is always coming up short on the home front. Asake is dominating on the home front. Doesn't necessarily mean he has the better albums. And the thing is,
No.
these albums are actually
Big Lala.
these
Sorry.
albums.
Yeah. Please continue. I just want to hear what you.
These albums are not even the same. They're not even the same type of album. That doesn't mean we can't compare and contrast, but which one do people enjoy more? And the reason why people would enjoy Asake more is because it was short and concise. It was compact. There was not too much. You can't forget any record because all the records you've heard that sound good, you probably heard them again by the time it's on loop. For a Burna Boy record, any record that you like, by the time you get back to it, you're listening to 18 other songs before you listen to that record.
Big
That's
Lala,
why long albums,
Yeah, Big Lala, everything you said everything that points towards one thing, but
no,
you've not said
everything that points to my preference.
No, you said something about weight. You said something about being a bit compact, more structured. It's shorter. This is longer. It's this. Now, when it
Those are
comes
just
to
features of the album.
when it comes to better album, between two albums, does it really have to do with your set is not his set and everything? We're talking albums here. Leave the artist alone.
You know what I really think. I don't see if
the question is which album is better.
Why you got a shout? Give me which album is better. There's no album. All the album that you listed, none of them is better. That's actually the way I feel, but I do have a preference. The preference I have is not based off whether it's better, but it's based off quality, songwriting, production. Burna Boy's album is dope. Burna Boy has quality written all over it.
In terms of preference, you would prefer a better album to the one you don't?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's not preference that has nothing to do with the quality of the album. It's what I enjoy.
According to you. So if you have two albums that you prefer,
don't say better, then which one do I enjoy listening to the most?
No,
it doesn't make it better.
In your own, no, to you. Does Asake have a better album than Burna Boy's Love Damini?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. So who do you think has a better album between these two?
Like I said, better is subjective. I mean, these are
so subjective to you now, from your own perspective only.
I don't know what your problem is. All I'm saying to you is all these albums are dope.
Yeah.
I prefer at the very moment. Doesn't mean the album is better, right?
Okay.
I prefer,
Okay.
It's albums like Asake's because they are short and precise. They are not unnecessarily long. That doesn't take away the fact that Burna Boy's album is quality. It is quality.
But it is unnecessarily long.
Yeah, that's a feature of it. It has dope songs on it that are doing really well. Last, Common Person, and several other songs. That's and features good songwriting. Burna Boy is having a field day performing these songs at shows, even the new ones.
Yeah,
you get so.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a really good album right there. It may not be as big or it may not be as better as its previous release, but that's the same with several other people who are releasing albums these days. You get Omale's album is a really good album, right? But people didn't pay as much attention. But you can have a cheap day listen to Omale album, man. You won't get tired of it because it's also chill. It's different. I would say it's a bit of fresh air. But there are people who are more crazier for Omale. There are people who are more crazier for Burna Boy, and they will all have a different opinion on all this. Like I said, my own opinion is based off of my preference. That being said, I recognize that yes, Asake's album is not a better quality album than Love Damini.
Okay, but in terms of preference, you prefer it more than Love Damini.
I mean, at the very moment, those kind of records, maybe perhaps because
at the very moment you prefer it more than Love Damini.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, guys, let's have your thoughts on this. Burna Boy, of course, I really love that minute album, Asake. Quite a lot has been going on Twitter, back and forth, basketballs. Of course, a lot of people feel that Asake has a better album than Burna Boy. While some people think, Burna definitely, overrides, whatever Asake, has done on the album Mr. Money with the Vibe. Let's have your thoughts. You guys are the judges. You guys are, are sitting on the panel right now. Let's have your thought. Who do you think, has a better album? Now, this question on Twitter, on social media is everywhere. So before you come and attack Lala or attack myself, please check social media. People are talking about this one. Who exactly you think, settle this matter once and for all. And, let's move on to the next one, guys. We'll see you on the very next one. Please continue to stay safe and God bless.